because I'm very convinced I did a very good job. I hear everybody saying errors. Is it true that every time a newspaper makes a mistake, they close it or they resign? On the 28th of June this year, Daily Monitor published Uganda population 49.5 million. Was it what we had given you? Even a figure we had published here at Serena, less than 24 hours, had been changed. Did the managing director resign? Was the paper closed? In fact, in the intercourse, they said, we are sorry. It was a typo. 45.9 and 49.5 cannot be a typo. What I'm trying to say is that errors are made every day. In your homes, you make a lot of mistakes. When you hear a journalist talking, you think, this is a very perfect person. This is where you find utopia. No. So I'm not resigning. I'm still serving my country I love. And I'm one of the best statisticians, by the way. If you want to get a better one, good luck. I'm training these ones until when I see that there is one who will run the organization. I still have bad news for you. And actually, that question summarizes all this Urabalo in the press. It is Mukiza, everybody's on Mukiza's neck. It started long ago, you know. So why are you wasting time saying wrong data? Why don't you say this, we want this man's neck? Why are you passing behind and we have told you that the numbers that we got in 2024 are perfect. That's the census I was responsible for. The figures for 2014 are perfect. The only problem was at the final reporting, and nobody actually from the person who was doing supervisors, we had reviewers, nobody saw it. The population of Achiga was swapped with that of Ajisu. Because when they show you, they are all like together. Achori and Langis, that's all. And that's a human error. And because of that, it dents the credibility of the census report. We need to style up as a country. We need to style up, otherwise it shall become a laughing stock. This is date. Yes, we still have December as our day, when the thematic reports will come, and then the very final. We have a roadmap. What do you require? What did you expect in provisional results? What were you expecting in provisional results? What does provisional mean after preliminary? Since you people are very learned, you don't make mistakes, you understand our roadmap. So we shall still come back in December, or we shall have a final report with thematic reports, explaining all other, the way the indicators have behaved. The other report is a simple report, and there's a lot of data that we have not even given you. And I want to tell you, journalists, that don't expect another census in Uganda until 2034. So whatever you write, you should know that this is the data you live with. Whether you hate the head of that institution or not, but this is the data that you got from where? From the people. And accounting. And accounting happens everywhere. I want to tell me a country that did a census and counted everybody. Which one? Yes? Which one? Sorry? No, I've asked comparisons. Which country has conducted the census and covered everybody who was in that house on the census night? Why don't you make research and tell me this country? You first start with our neighbors. They have all done the census. What was their coverage? Secondly, you know the problem we are saying, people resisting being counted. There were so many cults. Many were arrested, others were even arraigned in court. So, an account happens, and the undercount, one person said, yesterday told me, but I was not counted. I asked her, had they counted you, would you change the total fertility rate? Would you change the total fertility rate that every woman in childbearing age can produce 1 to 4.2 children? If we had you been counted, do you change the life expectancy indicator? There is more than the total count in census. Would you change the literacy rate that we have counted you? We have not counted you. You have so many PhDs. Rate of university is 73. If we include you, it will reach 100 or 80. The United States of America did a census in 2020. Their coverage was 73%. USA. So whoever statistician general will come and tell you I did 100%, he will be lying himself. Secondly, those who say they were not done, they found they had been counted. You know, we were writing, there are so many writings on the gates or on the door. If you have been counted, they would write number E. E meaning what? Enumerated. If the house is vacant, it would be a number V. If the house is pending and the enumerated visit, it would be P. So go back to your door and see what was written there. Go back and tell me that they wrote E when you are not there. Assurance that errors would not be found elsewhere. For us, we have done our level best. When I was writing my PhD thesis, which I wrote for 3 years, and even the examiners checked, the supervisors and examiners, one of my external supervisors was from Oxford University. But now when you read it, you'll find errors there. You'll find errors there. What matters is to get the error and acknowledge it. We are not cowards to say, I remember I found you at Capital Gang, Mr. Wandera. I told you, Mukiza's population was given to Wachiga. Because Wajisu were fewer, and now the population of Wachiga doubled 100%. The Wajisu, they contracted because the population of Wachiga, which was 2 million, over 2 million, they naturally did. And that's the error. Why are you asking what error exactly happened? And why are you interested in who did it and do what? We bring that person to City Square and shoot that person or what? How many of you journalists would have been shot by your MDs? Even from here, you'll go and make similar mistake. Yes. Somebody wrote, and it was a big header, by the way. Uganda's population, 49.5. You remember that? It was 45.9. You gave us again 5 million more. And you are quoting our report. Your editor immediately apologized and wrote, we didn't carry it on. Because we knew this can happen. Yes, but the enumeration survey, as I told you, was conducted by independent group. Before Thursday, I asked them. They said they are still finalizing, so the report will come. And we shall compare it with what we have given you. In any case, the final report, wismatic report that come in December, will take care of what the post-enumeration survey will have told us. I've already talked about resignation, so I have bad news for you and for my enemies. Who've been hunting me since I was about to become ED. You don't know that story? Then 2021, Mukiza must go. He's a thief. He has stolen all the money. They failed to pin Mukiza. Because I'm an authentic man. I'm an authentic leader. And you should know that I'm doing a service. It's a calling. I don't know that I said Pentecostals will not be counted. And there was a code on the questionnaire. I don't remember saying it. Can you remind me where I did it? Or bring a tape? I think the argument then was on born agains. The debate was on born agains. The Pentecostals and evangelists are claiming that they are born again and others are not. I told them, but I'm an Anglican and I'm born again also. So because I'm born again, I profess that Jesus Christ is my personal Savior. I am a Pentecostal. That was where the debate was. In fact, if you don't know the story of evangelism, it came right from Mukiza and Ankole during the period of revival. My father was an evangelist preaching the gospel. But he was professing to Anglican faith. So how do you say, whoever says I'm born again? That was the only problem. But Pentecostals are there, and you can see they have grown. Every others have grown. But now the confusion is the share. What is the share, or what is the population of Roman Catholic to the total population? When you compare the two census periods, you find the share is reducing, but they are growing. They have demonstrated it here. Their share is reducing because one, the population is increasing. They are growing, but their share is reducing. And many of them, we see them going to Pentecostal. But it is obvious, they also know it. And many people are moving in the ages between 24 to 35. We demonstrated it, we saw it in the data. They come, if it comes, it's time for wedding, they come to their churches, Anglican, Catholic. But praying, they are in Watoto, they are where? Now, when you ask them, we say we are Pentecostal. So that's the issue. Helen, do you have any other thing you want to say? You not remain. Somebody said that they should do garbage me like the garbage in the cases here. So, and you know even the director went. So, they went together. So Vincent and Helen, I'm sure. Heresies were involved elsewhere, but what I found unique, unique is easy to reach, but difficult to access. I even had a meeting with my heresies where I stay on the second day. Some of them said, yes, we know, but we have delegated. If there's a problem, I had a meeting with them. And that's where we agreed that Because that time the DCOs, the census officers, had said, LCs don't have mobile money, we pay them and they pay. They are said, no, avagara kudia settlers. So LCs in Kampala also participated. We also live in Kampala, by the way. For Kawempe, I think Vincent, you know Kawempe better. Vincent went at a camp in Kawempe and Nansana. We tried to put in, but the politics really shouldn't matter because we are going to live with this data for 10 years, 10 good years. So let's try to report objectively. Don't report thinking the public will be annoyed and the same things go away. No. I was not elected. So I'm very happy that that guy, that lady, gave us a motive of all this sentiment in the press. Mukiza must resign. I know. I knew. And the news are going to say that he refuses to resign. Why should I resign? What have I done? Tell me, what have I done? That an officer erroneously switched the numbers that you all know, and therefore Mukiza must go? This is ridiculous. You don't know what you have in Mukiza. In 3 weeks' time, I'm going to Washington. I give you a rose. I give you a rose. There is an expert group, and I'm the only representative in Africa. Not chosen because I'm handsome. You can say I'm one of the ugly people, me and Mulengera. To go and determine the statistical framework of the systems of national accounts. The whole of African continent. So if you want me to go, moreover, I don't have anybody I'm paying school fees for. All my children graduated. Okay? I will go. But you may not get what you are wishing for. You may get a much worse leader. So post-enumeration, we are waiting. I'm also as anxious as you. President to produce that report. It is not within our confines that it must come. And why are you saying why would they rush? You know, one of the fundamental principles of social statistics, and one of the ingredients of quality statistics is timely publication of the data and equal access to information. Equal access is very important. You should note it. That everybody will get the information at the same time. So the longer I delay with this data, the more I can easily get interference. I saw somebody was to Munyagwa saying, "Yachijeko, Mukiza wada ejake chintu." No, there are fundamental principles of social statistics that we follow. Otherwise, we would have also waited for 4 years. Do you want us to wait for 4 years? Will that data still be relevant? What do you choose? Because somebody has mixed tribes for the population, you know, we should have delayed further. The infant mortality rates are clear. They are not going to change, even if I keep it for 3 years. The child mortality rate is clear. The maternal mortality, we know it. So why should I continue keeping it? Why wouldn't I release and then analyze why these mortality rates are reducing, and also analyze why we are still having a lot of youth in unemployment, and then we move on. So timely statistics is one of our elements of the data quality assessment framework, and so on. Going forward, what are we going to do? So somebody was saying you have pulled it down, whatever, yes. Because we are making a joke of that only 4 tribes and what have you. So we are analyzing, and we still want your feedback. By the way, we want to encourage you, read the report and positively give feedback. Now that I've told you I'm not going, now you analyze it and give us feedback that improve the report. The report has very important findings, notwithstanding the Wajisus having thought they have been made sure, yet they know their numbers, the number of list is there. And so, LCs elsewhere were giving certificates to the enumerators that they have completed their areas. Elsewhere. We still have a sample, including from Tororo. There was an issue from Tororo where that woman, that NBS is fond of showcasing. Because she did have a bag and therefore showcasing that bag. They showed it in June, beginning of June, they showed it again yesterday. In order that Mukiza goes. Really? So LCs participated. Those who didn't participate, you know, Kampala people are very busy. For you to get an LC to move with you. But we should ask that LC. Let him give you a master roll of his residence. One day, Muzei Keke asked me, Mukiza, you are saying you're a statistician. Can you tell me how many people are in your village, first of all? And how many people own land which is more than an acre? That's when I knew that I was stupid. I thought I knew everybody in my village, but I didn't have a master roll of them. Some LCs don't know. In fact, I don't even think. My LC knew that I was a resident. When I went to tell him, but why have they not counted this street of mine? He said, Kumbe, I always see on TV, you stay here. Those are the LCs you say they know people in Kampala. When somebody has told you that his neighbors don't know him, is it you who have said it? Does your LC know you? His LC doesn't know him, but somebody is saying the data is bogus because LC are not moving. What would they add if they were? Those ones who knew tried their level best. I bet you also don't know your neighbors. But your 5-year child, if you had given him information, maybe he answered. What you are now for you, what is missing in the record is perhaps your age and others, but your child may be knowing, by the way. They know birthdays. And the child may know your level of education, but he may not answer your mental questions. Whether you have difficulty in sleeping, whether you see things, your child. So, no, but it's for real. Because they asked my wife, and she said, but how can I know that this man sees things when I'm not seeing them? So when I went back, I had to recall the enumerator to interview me. So, and the sample, the people who responded to those other questions that you failed to answer because you are away, is large enough to give us population estimates that people are who are in psychological distress is this percentage. The population is not 100, but of course, but at least your child knows you. You may even be knowing what you do, knows your age, could even be knowing your tribe. And that's what we are doing in the institution. When you sit down, the house, the floating population, accommodation, in the what? In the county. You wouldn't go. So I am sure if they found your son there, you are in the record. And if you want to verify, Vincent, can you go with that man to Ubos and check in the database? It's you. I thought it was you. Hey, you can check. If you found that the child was, you'll be surprised, by the way. Even though Junganda had told us that had not been counted, but when I showed him the picture, where his son and the children were seated answering, he said, hey, I was counted. So there are very many people who think they are not counted, but they are counted. Now, Basoga, what's wrong with Basoga? Somebody saying that it was Basoga. What's wrong with Basoga? Are they not human beings? And it is in Busoga. We know, by the way, that there is a family in Ubusoga that had 68 children. And how many wives? Is it 68 or 130? 168. We took 5 days counting that family. But even if you have 100 children, you cannot improve the national average of household size of 4.3. Because there are families with one, others are one-member household, etc. And you can see the population of, bring back the other, population of Soga. What is the other slide, Vincent? The one which looked to be in published form. Basoga, 3.7 million. Do you know what 3.7 million means? They expect to be what? 10? Oh. Because they have people with many wives. 3.7 million. So, although you can be large, but there are those with one or what, so Busoga was counted very well, and the good news is that the DCCRs were people from there. They took care of them. We even had a Professor Makerere in Mayuge supervising. She gave me a good report, and so forth. And we saw the man swimming in Uyende. When I asked him, he said, I wanted to reach that household because I feared that they would be left out. He came here. So Busoga was counted very well. Any other question? Helen, you're about to go. What? I don't understand that question. No, but if a 5-year has your, why a 5-year-old make a mistake and leave a key with the vehicle there, and you will see. They are not like us who start thinking when you are 12. These kids are old. So, Wandera, you said what? Your first question was that you are my friend, but...
I was just trying to clarify that James should not be so much beaten for voting in some
No, we have not beaten you because we know you are a social human. A human being who will claim that is perfect. You have a lot of mental issues to deal with. I've told you about Monitor and the editor called Taboo. You know Taboo? He called and said, we are sorry. And we kept quiet, but we've told you we are sorry, it was swapping, you have stuck on it. You are making the country not, you analyze this report and talk about these other indices, how they are moving. I would have been interested in you talking about the enrollment rate and the completion rates. Those who enter primary school at the right age and finish P7. That's where the real statistics is. Completion rates, the net enrollment. Then there's also gross. You should also be talking about crude death rates. You should be talking about those people who have clean access to clean water. That report you are bashing has very important. I was happy when I saw journalists asking the PS Agriculture about agriculture and food security. That's the discussion. That's where you should go. Forget about Wajisu. They grew. They knew their numbers of 2014 and they have seen the 2024. So you should say, hey, there is a point. In fact, my worry was when I started hearing, I said maybe there is a problem in 2024, but it was just transposition problem. Okay? So those very important indicators are the ones we should look at. And as soon as we get other feedback, because some of you have read, we shall check through and return the report to you. And then wait for the final one in December. Any other question that I have not answered? Have I raised more controversies? And I know the media likes me, but they also want to pray. They want to pray by the detractors. Be objective in reporting. If you see something in report, you say, by the way, that's why I like Giles. He said, but Basoga and Achoris have finished them. I said, how? I told him, let me look through the data, and he also quickly said so. If there is a mistake, we shall own it. If we eventually, even deeper in the report, there is another one, own it. What's important is to get the error and correct it. Not hiding, putting yourself in the sand, the cabina is out and you think you are hiding. So I think the exact error, you have known it. That population of Wakiga, let me finally say it. Wakiga, where? That 2.39 million was swapped with the budget of 1.6. So it was as if that in 2014, Wakiga were 1.6. And then the growth was 100%. And because of Wajisu, you see, they are 1.6, but they became 2.3 overnight, after 10 years, for the record of 10 years. So that was the swap. Then the Rangi 2.3 was given to Acholi, and 1.4 was taken up there. So that's where you would see what? Bigger growth for those who had a lower population in 2014, and a contraction for those ones. Any of you, if I gave you some work to do, even that work, to write for me a paper, a page, you may swap this data, even where I've preached. But once you have swapped it and found it, you correct it and move on. So in summary, there are important statistics on indicators that we need to concentrate on. Now that we know this is the only report we are going to live with for the next 10 years, and let's not demonize the country that enumerators did very well, by the way. If they hear you saying it, they may be heartbroken. And their supervisors and district officials, the planners. So thank you very much for coming. We need it to be objective in reporting, but also when you see something, please bring it. As Vincent said, for us we have open door policy. Thank you very much.